When God looks at your life, He doesn't see the loneliness that has defined your nights. He sees the purpose that's being born through your waiting. Every tear that fell on your pillow was not wasted. Every prayer you whispered in the dark was heard. Every moment you thought no one cared was a sacred conversation between you and heaven. God says soon, the silence that once broke your heart will be filled with songs of joy. Soon, the place where you sat in isolation will become the very ground where He plants your testimony. You have been faithful through the quiet season. You have kept your heart pure even when it was aching. And now, heaven is preparing to honor the depth of your endurance. The nights of loneliness were not punishments. They were preparations. God was not ignoring you. He was shaping you. You didn't lose time. You were being refined. He was pulling away every counterfeit, every distraction, every soul that could not carry your purpose. The loneliness was never about rejection. It was about redirection. God says, "You thought I left you in the dark, but I was working in the unseen. I was teaching your heart to depend on me first, so when joy comes, it will not replace me, but reflect me." You see, the lonely nights are sacred. They are where faith grows without applause. They are where character deepens without validation. They are where God trains your spirit to recognize His whisper, not the world's noise. And in that quiet, something beautiful happens. You become more like Him. Soon that silence will shift. Soon that loneliness will turn into laughter. Soon that void will be filled not just with people, but with purpose. God is preparing divine connections for you. He is aligning relationships that will nourish your soul, not drain it. He is sending people who will love you for who you are in Him, not what you can give them. Every lonely night is birthing something powerful: patience, strength, and discernment. You may not see it, but something is growing in your spirit. Just like a seed that breaks before it blooms, your pain is the soil of your transformation. And when the morning comes, your joy will not be shallow. It will be sacred. God says, "I am rewriting your story. I am turning what was meant to break you into what will bless you." The same nights that made you cry will become the testimony that makes others believe. Do you remember the nights you couldn't sleep? The ones where you questioned your worth? God was there, wrapping invisible arms around your soul. He was whispering, "Hold on. The dawn is near." You didn't see Him, but He was moving. Every moment of silence was heaven's construction zone. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not less blessed because you have been alone. You are being molded into someone who will not settle for ordinary love or shallow peace. You are being prepared for the extraordinary. Loneliness is often the classroom where destiny is taught. It's where God teaches you that you are whole even without a hand to hold. It's where you discover that your value doesn't depend on who stays, but on who sent you. God Himself. He says, "I saw every night you cried, and I collected every tear. I am turning them into rivers of joy." The same eyes that wept in silence will soon sparkle with divine gratitude. The same heart that broke will beat stronger than ever before. God never allows loneliness without a reason. He uses it to pull you closer, to strip away the noise, and to make you sensitive to His timing. Every lonely night was a womb of spiritual birth. Something inside you was being formed: wisdom, strength, grace, and compassion. When your morning comes, you will not only rejoice, you will understand. You will see why certain doors never opened, why certain people left, and why certain prayers took time to be answered. You will realize it was all protection, not punishment. The same God who allowed the storm will bring the sunrise. The same God who watched you cry will make you laugh again. The same God who allowed the silence will fill your home with songs of peace. Do not despise the waiting. Do not curse the silence. Do not compare your story to others. For what God is birthing through your lonely nights will be worth every tear, every unanswered call, and every season of isolation. You see, loneliness often precedes divine revelation. God separates before he elevates. He isolates before he anoints. Even Jesus withdrew to lonely places to pray. He understood that true strength is built in solitude. And so are you. When you learn to love God in your loneliness, you will never fear being alone again, because your joy will no longer depend on who stays. It will flow from who never leaves. Soon, your story will change. The same nights that once held silence will echo with praise. The same bed that once felt empty will be filled with peace. The same heart that longed for love will overflow with divine companionship. God says, "You are entering a new dawn. You have cried long enough. You have waited long enough. You have carried this season with grace, and now I am turning the page. This morning will be different. This joy will last. This peace will remain, because it's not coming from people. It's coming from me." Child of God, soon you will understand why the nights had to be so long. You will see how each moment of silence built the strength to carry what is coming. You will thank God for every lonely season because it was the soil that grew your faith. Every lonely night is not empty. It's pregnant with promise. The pain you feel now is not the end. It's labor before birth. God is birthing new joy, new love, and new beginnings within you. The morning is coming, and it will not be delayed. You have been faithful in the shadows, and now heaven is sending light. You have walked through nights that tested your hope, but soon your testimony will make others believe again. God says, "Prepare your heart. The chapter of loneliness is closing. I am sending laughter to your home, purpose to your hands, and peace to your heart. The night has served its purpose. Now the dawn is on its way. The same stars that watched you cry will witness your joy. The same sky that covered your pain will glow with your victory. Soon you will wake up and realize the waiting was worth it." There comes a moment when the night feels endless, when the silence echoes louder than words, and the emptiness weighs heavier than the day before. You start to wonder, "God, have you forgotten me?" But even in that stillness, heaven is speaking. God says, "I have not forgotten you. I have not overlooked your pain. I have counted every sleepless hour, and I have measured every sigh. What you thought was stillness was actually my strategy." Divine preparation often feels like divine silence. When God is building something that will last, he does it quietly. When he is preparing to release a blessing that carries eternal weight, he hides you first. He places you in seasons where you are unseen so that your roots can grow deep. Every lonely night you endured was an investment into your foundation. God was teaching you to stand without depending on human approval. He was showing you that your peace cannot be built on people, because people change, but he never will. He says, "I had to take you through nights of loneliness so that your joy would not depend on anyone's presence but mine. I had to show you that the love you long for begins within me." Loneliness can feel cruel, but in God's hands it becomes sacred. It refines your desires, purifies your motives, and reveals your true source. Sometimes you thought you needed someone's attention when what you really needed was God's affection. Sometimes you thought you needed someone's validation when what you needed was heaven's affirmation. God has seen the nights you felt unloved, the moments when you questioned your worth, the days when you hid your pain behind a smile. But he says, "I was right there beside you. I was whispering strength into your spirit even when your voice had no words. You were not forgotten. You were being fashioned. Every lonely season was chiseling away the parts of you that could not carry what's next. Every disappointment was removing the weight of false hope. Every unanswered prayer was making space for a greater one. Do not rush out of the process. The night may be long, but it is fertile. What feels like emptiness is actually expectancy. You are carrying a promise that is about to manifest in the morning. Soon the loneliness will no longer be your identity. It will be your testimony. You will look back and see that the very season you despised was the one that developed your depth. You will realize that your tears watered the soil of your destiny. God says, I am not just giving you a mourning. I am giving you meaning. I am not just sending you joy. I am restoring your strength. I am not just ending your loneliness. I am introducing you to a new level of companionship with me and with those I have chosen for you. The waiting season was not a delay. It was divine alignment. While you felt forgotten, heaven was arranging every detail. While you felt overlooked, God was orchestrating encounters, opportunities, and connections that will unfold in His perfect time. He says, your mourning will not come through human effort, but through divine timing. And when it comes, it will not fade. Every lonely night is a seed of transformation. The tears you cried were not signs of weakness. They were prayers in liquid form. They reached heaven. They moved the heart of God. And soon those tears will return as joy overflowing. Think of Joseph, abandoned, misunderstood, imprisoned, forgotten. Every night he spent alone in that cell was part of his preparation for the palace. God used the loneliness to build leadership, humility, and faith. The very isolation that looked like defeat was the bridge to his destiny. You too are being refined. You may not see it now, but your palace moment is near. The rejection was redirection. The waiting was preparation. The silence was instruction. God says, do not despise your nights. They are birthing mornings filled with purpose. Do not resent your solitude. It is producing strength. Do not question my timing. It is shaping your blessing. When the morning comes, it will not just bring relief, it will bring revelation. You will see how the pain had purpose. You will understand why it couldn't happen sooner. You will recognize that every delay was divine protection. You will know that if God had answered earlier, you might have settled for less. If He had given you what you wanted then, it would have cost you what you need now. But because you waited, you will receive what is tailor-made for your destiny. Loneliness is not the end. It's the bridge between your old self and your next chapter. God uses it to detox your heart from dependence on temporary things. He allows you to walk through the valley so you can recognize the shepherd in the shadows. Even David said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Notice he didn't say, I stay there. He said, I walk through. You are walking through, not staying in. The night will not last forever. The loneliness will not have the final word. God's promise will. He says, your joyful morning is closer than you think. Your laughter will return. Your peace will multiply. Your faith will shine brighter than before. You have endured the dark long enough. Now the dawn is near. You will no longer cry over what left, because what's coming will prove why it had to. You will no longer question why you were alone, because soon you will see that God was sitting beside you the whole time. He was preparing you for a love that will honor Him, for a peace that will protect you, for a purpose that will overflow. The nights of loneliness were seasons of molding. God was reshaping your heart, breaking off impatience, healing hidden wounds, and rewriting your narrative. You are not the same person who entered that night. You are wiser, stronger, softer, and more anchored in Him. When your joyful morning comes, you will carry peace that cannot be shaken. You will speak with authority that comes only from experience. You will comfort others who are walking through their own nights, because you will know firsthand that dawn always follows darkness. God says, "The loneliness was not to harm you, but to heal you. I removed what could not go with you. I quieted the noise so you could hear my voice." Even now, heaven is aligning your steps. You may not see the signs yet, but soon divine confirmations will appear. Unexpected opportunities, genuine people, doors that open without force. These are not coincidences. They are the first rays of your joyful morning. You will wake up one day and realize that peace has replaced panic, hope has replaced heaviness, love has replaced loneliness. And when you look back, you will thank God that He didn't give you what you once begged for, because what He is bringing now will exceed your imagination. You see, God's promise is not just to end your loneliness, but to fill your life with purpose, companionship, and divine alignment. He doesn't just give joy. He restores the years you thought were wasted. He says, "I am redeeming time. Every lonely night you thought was lost is now being turned into a chapter of victory. Every delay will become a display of my glory. Your joyful morning is not far. The dawn is already painting the sky. The same heart that once broke in the night will beat with gratitude in the morning. Hold on a little longer. The night cannot stop what God has started. The tears cannot drown what heaven is birthing. The loneliness cannot block what God has prepared. Soon you will see that the nights were not meant to destroy you, but to define you, to make you the vessel through which God reveals His faithfulness. He says, "You are my testimony in the making. You are my light in the dark. You are my chosen one, and your joy is on the way." When that morning comes, it won't just change your circumstances, it will change you. You will walk differently, think differently, love differently, because you will carry the peace of someone who knows that even in the darkest nights, God never left. Your morning is closer than you think. Stay faithful, stay ready, stay expectant. God says, "Soon every lonely night will give birth to a joyful morning. And when it does, you will know, it was me all along." There comes a turning point in every believer's journey. That sacred moment when you realize the darkness was never meant to destroy you, but to prepare you. Every tear you shed, every lonely night you endured, every unanswered question was leading you here, to the dawn God promised. He says, "Soon, every lonely night will give birth to a joyful morning." The waiting has not been in vain. The silence has not been punishment. It was the womb of something new. Heaven has been working behind the curtain of your pain, weaving purpose through every quiet season. God is not just giving you a morning. He is giving you a miracle wrapped in peace, clothed in clarity, and crowned with joy. You have carried burdens that no one saw. You have smiled through storms and remained faithful when nothing made sense. God saw it all. He watched you choose hope when despair was easier. He watched you pray when you could barely breathe. He watched you love even after being broken. And now He says, "I am rewarding the faith that refused to give up." The night season tested you, but it did not defeat you. The loneliness tried to crush your spirit, but it only made you stronger. You didn't just survive. You grew in silence. You matured in stillness. You found God in the absence of everything else. Your mourning is not simply an end to sorrow. It's a divine transformation. The same pain that once felt unbearable will become your greatest testimony. The same loneliness that made you question your worth will prove your strength. God says, "You have cried, but you will laugh again. You have waited, but you will dance again. You have felt forgotten, but I am about to remind the world who you are in me. Soon, every lonely night will make sense. The morning that's coming is not ordinary. It's prophetic. It will shift your atmosphere, your relationships, your emotions, and your purpose. The light of God will expose what hurt you and heal what broke you. He says, I am restoring your joy, renewing your hope, and refreshing your soul. You will no longer live in survival mode. You will thrive in grace. Everything you lost in the night, peace, confidence, direction, is being restored in the morning. And not just restored, but multiplied. God never gives back in the same measure. He always increases. You will receive joy pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Your lonely season qualified you for a level of intimacy with God that cannot be shaken. The ones who walk with Him through the night learn to recognize His voice at dawn. Every prayer you prayed in private is being answered in public. Every moment you spent wondering if God saw you is now being met with undeniable evidence of His favor. He says, you are entering a season where your peace will speak louder than your pain, where your laughter will echo louder than your loss, where your faith will shine brighter than your fears. You will no longer feel like you're walking in circles. The confusion will lift. The heaviness will break. The morning will bring direction, purpose, and divine companionship. The relationships you lost were not rejection. They were redirection. God was clearing space for people who will value your heart. He is aligning you with those who carry the same grace, the same fire, the same purpose. You will not have to chase what's yours. It will meet you at the right place, in the right time, under the right light. You will look around and realize, this is what I was waiting for. And you will know it was worth it. God says, I am not only giving you joy, I am teaching you to dwell in joy. I am not only blessing you, I am teaching you to sustain blessing. I am not only sending love, I am anchoring you in love. The lonely nights taught you how to depend on God. But the joyful morning will teach you how to shine with Him. You will wake up not just with peace in your heart, but with purpose in your steps. What once felt like wasted years will suddenly become preparation years. What once felt like loss will look like divine setup. He says, I am redeeming every hour of pain, every year of confusion, every season of delay. I am turning your mourning into dancing, your heaviness into praise. There will come a day soon when you wake up and realize the loneliness is gone. The ache has been replaced by abundance. The silence has been replaced by songs. You will step out of the shadows into light that feels like home. You will see why you couldn't settle, why you couldn't quit, why you had to go through it. Because it all led here, to joy that doesn't end. You will no longer define yourself by what you lost, but by what you learned. You will no longer carry the label of loneliness, but the crown of wholeness. You will no longer search for love to complete you, because you will have discovered that God was your completeness all along. And in that revelation, He will send you people who love you from a place of truth, not need. The relationships that come after your healing will reflect your healing. The love that finds you will recognize the light in you. The purpose that awakens will fit the person you've become. God says, I am fulfilling my promises to you. I am showing you that every lonely night was not a dead end, but a doorway. I was not ignoring you. I was protecting you. I was not withholding. I was waiting until the blessing wouldn't break you. He is bringing clarity where there was confusion, laughter where there was silence, and companionship where there was isolation. He is making you whole, not just happy. He is building your roots deep so that your peace remains when seasons shift again. Soon, the chapter of loneliness will close. You will step into a new morning full of divine encounters, friendships that strengthen your faith, opportunities that honor your gift, love that reflects God's heart. You will not be anxious anymore. Peace will guide you. You will not fear being alone because you will know you never were. God was there, in every heartbeat, in every tear, in every sigh. You will carry gratitude that silences worry and joy that outlasts circumstances. The morning is not coming to end your loneliness. It is coming to reveal your identity. You were never defined by your pain. You were defined by His promise. You were never abandoned. You were being anointed. You were never forgotten. You were being formed. Every lonely night has pushed you closer to your purpose, closer to your calling, closer to your God-given destiny. The dawn will reveal who you've become, not the broken one, but the beloved one. He says, I am placing new songs in your mouth, new visions in your heart, new strength in your bones. The morning light will reveal the glory I placed within you. You will rise and nothing will hold you back again. The same hands that wiped your tears will open new doors. The same God who walked with you through the valley will now lead you to the mountaintop. The same voice that comforted you in silence will now announce your breakthrough. Child of God, this is your turning point. Heaven is declaring that your night season is over. The darkness has served its purpose. You have grown. You have endured. And now you will see the manifestation of what you prayed for. Soon your morning will come with laughter that echoes through every room. Your heart will feel lighter. Your mind will feel clearer. Your spirit will overflow with peace. You will no longer fear the night because you have met the God who rules over it. The Lord says, your story will be proof that I bring beauty from ashes, joy from mourning, purpose from pain. You will testify that every lonely night truly birthed a joyful morning. The time has come. The dawn is breaking. The light is rising, and your joy, your long-awaited heaven-ordained joy, is here to stay. If these words speak to your heart, like this video, comment, I welcome my joyful morning, and subscribe for more divine messages of faith, healing, and restoration. Your peace matters. Your joy is coming. Your journey is sacred.